Okay, so I started the new couples camper build, and the first thing I wanted to start off with is the new shower basin. And for me, that's very important when you're traveling with two people, is that you have a good way to bathe. So I built this custom shower basin, and I'll show you how I built it today. All right, guys, so today I'm going to start on the new couples camper build, and what I need to do is I need to take out this seat again because I need this spot. I'm not going to have that first class seating anymore, business class seating. I'm going to need to take out this bed because this is an individual bed, and I'm going to make it a couples camper, so the bed is going to be much bigger. But the first thing I want to work on is the bathtub. One thing I am doing differently today is that I am going to be powering everything, all my cuts and all my power tools with that. So in my other channel, my gear experiments channel, I'm demoing using the Ford Maverick Hybrid as a power generator. So I'm going to use my car to power all my tools while I'm doing this build here today. So a bit of a crossover video today, but if you want to check that out, go to my gears experiment channels. I'll leave a link down below if you're interested in that. But if you only care about van builds, don't go there. Just stay here. All right, I wish I had some magic to take all this stuff out again, but I'm gonna first take out this chair, and then I'm gonna remove the bed, and then remove um, the side uh, storage area that I have for my power and batteries and things like that. And I'm gonna remove that cabinet, and I'm gonna remove that first class seating table. So hopefully a viewer in Florida will come and pick all that up. I hope everything works out well for her to come do that, but we'll see how that goes. But anyways, I'm focused on the build today. That was not fun. I'm just gonna leave all the other stuff for now, because I just need to work on this area because I want to start with the bathtub first. So here's my idea. I took out the flooring, and I'm going to build a big tub here, basically the size of this whole thing, and that tub will also double as storage areas, but I want to make it so that it can act as a tub, so that you know, it has good walls and it's waterproof and all that stuff, and it'll drain down there. But it's not always a tub, so you know, when it's not being used as a shower, I want to be able to use this area for storage. Right, I got it vacuumed up and all ready to go, so I'm going to build the main part right here, and to extend to about around right here, and the bed is going to sit on this side this time, and I'm going to have the cabinets over there on that side. But anyways, I need to cut around this guy and go from there. All right, so I got it cut, that angle and that little notch out there. So now what I have to do is I have to put on a waterproof base. And what I'm going to use for that is waterproof vinyl. And if you don't know what that is, you know, Home Depot sells flooring, vinyl flooring that's completely waterproof. It's really durable. It's not like the ugly linoleum, but it's much nicer, and we're going to use that as our floor. Okay, so I got this flooring from Craigslist, my favorite place. Somebody was giving away because they had one last box that they didn't need, and I'm sure going to use it. That's all I need is to fill up that area and then the side walls. Okay, so I got everything cut, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to glue it in from the bottom and let it dry overnight, and then we'll be back at it tomorrow. Okay, so I glue the wood flooring to the wood and I let it dry overnight. So let's put up the side walls this morning. We're gonna make the side walls 6 inches high and then build it up all the way around. All right, so now I'm going to screw it in from the bottom and then do the walls. All right, I got the screws in, so let's install it and see what it looks like. All right, that looks pretty good. This will be my shower tub basin, and I'm going to have a chair so it'll sit up a little bit higher. But I'm going to put up the walls, let it dry up overnight. All right, got all the pieces to the walls cut, and I'm going to glue it down and let it dry overnight, and we'll take a look at it tomorrow. All right, so to put it in the side walls, I'm just going to use wood glue again. But I'm going to glue it down first, and then I'll caulk it later. I got some clamps on to have it set while it dries. Then I'll do them all. So I let the glue dry overnight, and I want to give it a little bit more time to dry, of course, before I actually use it, but I won't be using it for a while. So I need to caulk it now. I'm going to use some clear silicone caulk, and we're going to caulk all the edges, all the seams and everything. I know it shows as white, but these silicone caulks, they go on wet as white so you could see them, but they will dry clear. So I'm just going to do that all the way around. So once you got the caulk applied everywhere to all the seams, you could just take your finger and just run it through to smooth it out. All right, so while I'm waiting for the caulking to completely dry off, I could start drilling the hole. You could see, there's some areas where it's not completely dry yet. So, if you see any white for this dry, clear caulk, it's not dry yet. And even then, you should let it cure for minimum 48 hours before you get it wet. So good thing I'm not going to get this wet for a while. But what I need to do today is to drill a drainage hole right there. And underneath is that hole. It's the same thing on this side. It's just covered up with a plastic plug, rubber, and if you take it off, it exposes to the outside. So I'm going to mark the hole and drill it exactly to the spot right there. All right, so I got the hole marked out right here, and I drew it from underneath, and I'm going to put one of these suckers in, and I'll leave a link for this too. If I forget to link anything, just let me know, and I'll put a link in it for you. But this is kind of a heavy duty drainage, way more heavy duty than I need for this application, but I'm gonna use it anyway. So the reason why I got this one is because it has this kind of lock thing, so I don't have to take out the drain cap and lose it or whatnot. I want to be able to just close it like that. The more plastic, lighter weight ones didn't have that mechanism, so I had to get a sturdy metal one. So, but it was inexpensive. I think two of these together was like $15, $16 at Amazon. So why not? All right, now that I got the hole on the hole punched through the middle, I'm going to go from the other side. All right, so I got it in there. There's really no room for margin. I had to kind of push it in as it is, but it's in there. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to try to drill a little reservoir for this, because there's a lip here and water's not going to want to go down here. It's going to want to stay above the lip. So I want to recess this a little bit. All right, so I'm going to try to cut out that part of just that much of the flooring, and get to the wood and then try to poke that out. All All right, that came out pretty easy. Let's see the fitment. The cut is a little bit bigger than the actual thing, but that's the only size I had. That was the closest to the size of this drain. But that's okay. I'm going to caulk all around it, and the water should flow in real smoothly. So I'm going to put a healthy amount of caulk around here first, and I'm going to set it, and then I'm going to caulk it again. All right, so I'm going to let that dry up, and then I'm going to put on another layer of caulking, and then another layer of caulking all around when that dries up, and then we'll install it. Okay, so the pipe sticks out from underneath the car that much, so I need to trim it down so it doesn't do that. All right, next up is some paint, and this is more for aesthetics than anything else. All right, so I added another layer of caulking, and I'm going to let that dry, and then tomorrow we'll install it. All right, so everything dried up and it looks real good. There's the way it sits, and let's take a look underneath. So you can't see the drain anymore because I cut it down. Let's take a look through the drain, and you can see straight down. And I'm going to put on the drain plug right now. My eyeball measurements were a little bit off, so I had to shave this down a little bit just to get it to fit. There you go, closed, open. So when I'm driving, I don't want the fumes to come up through the car. You know, that's why I need this drain plug. I can just push it down. It'll cover up any kind of exhaust that might come up. Next video will be shower curtains and shower head, but now it's Miller time.